Heather. I see my other girl, Joy. How is everyone doing this amazing Tuesday evening? I'm super excited and a little nervous, but all my girls are on here. Amber's helping out, Melissa's helping out, Ashley, Christine, and some other people. You guys probably know me. It says Sassy Shay. I can't even say that. I'm so excited. I am Shay Brennigan. I've been drinking and sharing ketones for 4 years now. So I'm curious, and I know there's going to be some favorites out there. What did everybody drink today? Put that in the chat. Also, did you have an amazing holiday weekend? Did you take your ketones with you and shake them up? If you shared ketones with somebody new this weekend, like random, do me a favor, type random in the comments. If you wanted to, but you just didn't have that, let me do it. Just type in, let me do it. Because one day you are going to do it. You're going to be amazed at the results and the smile that it puts on people's faces. I actually did that. I walked up to somebody and said, hey, what do you know about ketones and ketosis? Y'all, it sounds kind of cheesy, but it works. I can't see the comments because my MacBook kind of went on the whatever. So I'm on my iPad. I have had lime thyme, a kiwi melon, and a keto kick today. So I am waiting for my beautiful friend Amber to hop on here. How many people, if you guys have been enjoying those reels, give me a 4. Like, give me a bunch of 4s. Like, had it get you out of your comfort zone? Do you like them? Did it inspire you to do more? Or were you like, I don't know? Because those I don't know people, you're going to turn into those pros. There's Amber. Hey, girl. Hey. Yay. Look at all these 4s. Okay, now my chat is popping up. Y'all, reels is the next best thing. And Heather, Heather, your name is Heather now, Amber. I do this to Amber. I learn something from her like almost every day that we're talking about reels, and I follow her on Instagram. If you're not following her, you guys follow her. She's an inspiration. We've got an inspiring story from Melissa Butler coming up and some other people. But Amber, tell us about the reels. Everyone did so amazing.
Okay. Hi, guys. My name's Amber. I am from Oregon. I am a mom of 6. And tomorrow I send my babies, they're twin boys. They're almost 18. I send them to school. It's our very first day of school. Kind of sad about that. But yes, I have 6 kids and we are almost empty nesters. I've been drinking and sharing ketones now for almost 2 years. And I'm just so thankful to be part of this amazing community. And I'm thankful for each of you. I love this call. I love getting on here once a month and just seeing your smiling faces. But yes, we have been doing a Reels challenge throughout the month of August. And what that looked like was each of you were challenged to put up 4 Reels during each week. It could be Facebook Reels, it could be Instagram Reels. And then you were given a bonus challenge reel, which was a trending audio. So we did a drawing each week. And if you did both of those things, if you put up 4 reels and did the bonus challenge, you were put in the drawing twice. If you did the 4 reels, then you were put in once and didn't do the bonus challenge. So lots of really exciting things happened. First of all, lots of people participated, which was the whole objective of the challenge. You guys had fun, and I saw some pretty amazing things happening. I saw people like increasing their views, getting a lot of engagement, people putting up more than 4 reels because they were enjoying it so much, people experiencing with new platforms. Maybe they tried out Facebook Reels for the first time or tried out Instagram for the first time. I really saw a lot of participation, and that was the whole idea. So keep going. Just because the challenge is now over doesn't mean you shouldn't stop putting up reels, because it's just going to grow from here. Your engagement and your reach, the ability to reach more people is just going to grow as you continue putting up more content. So I have a few prizes that we're going to give out. First of all, I haven't drawn for the winner of week 3. So everyone that participated in putting up their 4 reels, I have their name in my little bowl here. Your name is in here twice if you did the bonus reel. But before I draw, I have to tell you about the prize that we're going to give away. And we're going to give away 2 of these. So if you are participated in week 3, you do not have to be present to win, because the other 2 weeks did not have to be present to win. But our second drawing is going to be the overall winner. Everybody's name is in this cup one time if you participated at all during the month of August, and you do have to be present to win this one. Okay, hopefully that made sense. So first I'm going to draw the week 3 winner, and the prize is going to be the same. We're giving away 2 of them, and I have a little video that I want to show you. It's called a flip stick. All right, this was on Shark Tank. It's something I've been wanting. I've been wanting to order one of these, and I just haven't gotten around to it, but it looks pretty cool. So let me show you. I'm going to share my screen. Hopefully this all works out. There we go. Can you see Travis Brown on your screen? Thumbs up. Here we go.
This is the one tool every creator needs. It's called a flip stick. It sticks to any flat surface, leaves no residue, and removes with a twist. So you can get the shot no matter where you are without carrying around this embarrassing tripod. All you have to do is apply it to your phone, flip, stick, and press record. And get 20% off when you use code TRAVIS.
Oh dear, where's my... Can you still see me? Can you see me? Oh no, I need to stop sharing my screen. All right, I'm back, right? Thumbs up. Okay, so we're giving away 2 of those tonight. I am excited. What I do is I prop my little flip thingy here on every surface imaginable, and I get pretty creative. Sometimes I even tape up my phone, and it's just a big pain. So this is going to make your life way easier, and I'm excited for the people who are going to win this flip stick tonight. And I'm jealous, and I probably will be getting my own hopefully soon. So let's first pick the winner for week 3. You do not have to be present tonight to be the winner of this first drawing. Here we go. Hopefully they are present though. It is Clarissa Wyatt. Are you on the call tonight? You just won a flip stick. So exciting. Clarissa, are you on? Okay, I don't think Clarissa is on. I will find out. Is she on? Someone's nodding their head. Okay, I'll reach out to Clarissa and we will make sure
I'm on.
Oh, okay. Congratulations, Clarissa. Very exciting. Okay, so write this down. You're going to email simplefunketo@gmail.com and just let them know that you won a flip stick and give them your mailing address. simplefunketo@gmail.com. All right, congratulations.
Thank you.
Our second winner, this could be anybody who participated in the August Reels Challenge. Here we go. Mixing it up. Kayla Parks must be present to win this one. Congratulations, Kayla. Yay, she's here. Awesome. Okay, simplefunketo@gmail.com. You want a flip stick. Woohoo! Can't wait to see more reels. All right. Congratulations, everybody. Thank you for participating in our August Reels Challenge. Back to you, Shay.
If I can figure out how to unmute. Kayla Parks, I'm telling you right now, go out and buy a freaking lottery ticket like every single week. Like legit. It's like Amber's like, Kayla Parks, girl, you're lucky. Congrats. Everyone, when Amber sent me a nick those, I was like, hold up. I'm always trying to be the dork in the grocery store and putting my phone down, trying to push my cart, and then it ends up going wobbly. And I'm like, okay, that's not working. That little gadget is genius. So I believe I'm going to pass this on to Quito Papito, which in Spanish, if you're on a live, it means, hey, daddy, which is kind of embarrassing when Nick's going live and I'm on there like, hey, Papito. It's like, hey, daddy. So Nick has got some announcements coming up here. He's shaking his head at me. Did you expect anything less, Nick?
Nope. Never any less from you, Shay. Thanks, Amber. Thanks, Shay. And good to see all your faces. I'm really excited for our call tonight and also super excited for Hacking Better that's coming up, in a couple of days. I know some of you are like leaving tomorrow night on red-eye flights and making your way to Louisville. But welcome. Excited to just kick off the month with y'all and really celebrate last month and talk a little bit more about what's happening here in September. Before we get into September, though, I just want to acknowledge August. It was an amazing, energetic end of the month with the QV introduction at the end. How fun is it to make one little shift in how volume is calculated, for that little shift to create such an impact and so much energy is just fascinating to me. But at the end of the day, what happened? More people got told about ketones, more people were introduced to ketones, more people grabbed some ketones, and now they're experiencing them and on their journey to better. So that is, it's just powerful and fun to watch. So on that note, a ton of you ran for the 500 club, the 1,000 club, for MVP, for pace setter. And I just want to go through some names here and give you guys all a big shout out. So 500 club, for those of you that are new, getting 500 in new volume. And right now, what we've been running for the last 6 months with this is you get a set of coasters, which is really cool. This will be our last month with the coasters and the shaker bottle, kind of bringing this to a conclusion, but we're still plenty of those left. So if you're new or you haven't hit this yet, this is your chance to run for it again. So congratulations to all the names on the list. There's so many. I'm not going to read every single one of them at the moment, but this is no small feat. And this was all done with the most of the just straight BV, not necessarily the QV. So huge shout out to everybody on this list. Let's go to the 1,000 club. If you see any of your teammates or want to give shout outs, definitely give them a little shout out in the comments. Another amazing list here. Congratulations. I mean, this is at least 12 or 13 boxes of new ketones, maybe as many as 20 with the BV. So that's a lot of new people being impacted by ketones. This isn't just overall volume, right? This is new volume that was new from new personally enrolled customers or promoters. So huge shout out to everyone on this list, guys. Absolutely an incredible feat. Congratulations. Let's go on to the MVP, or actually MVP multiplier. That's what I mean. Now here's what's neat with the multiplier. If you think about it, it's really MVP multiplier. What are we doing? We're doing what we always did to the MVP, and we're multiplying it. And then if we're consistent in hitting it, we get a multiplier. What does that mean? It means they 3x what you get on that third month. If you hit it 3 months in a row, instead of getting 250, they multiply that by 3, and now you're getting $1,000 on that third month, which is really, really exciting. And with all of the rewards that we kind of have in place, Hacking Better is going to be the place to learn more about some other enhancements that are coming. That's all I can say, but it's really exciting. It has to do with what we're talking about right here. So huge group of people that hit multiplier. Amy Dove, Jennifer Hawks, Amber Horn, Dusty, Justin and Melissa Butler, Jennifer Castle, Ashley Riddle, Jennifer Stuber, Anik Sarnatopoulos, Casey Bennett, Jody and Britton Scheibe, Melissa James, Eric Harden, Lori Hart, Don Allen, Ashley McKierman, Samantha Gepetti, Keisha Leilani, Christina Martinez-Williams, Christina Rodriguez, Brittany Lee, Taryn Carroll, Corey Neff, Ashley Driggers, Nikita Joy, Jennifer Garcia, Sue McDonald, Lindsay Uva, and Christina Vasquez. So huge shout out, guys. Congratulations. No small feat, and know a lot of work went into that. And the next group we have is the pace setter. And this is the go get your 3 new customers, go get your 2 new promoters with a pack of some sort and get an extra $500 bonus. It was something that began last November and has been just extended as a promotion. I don't believe it's happening this month because of what's coming at Hacking Better. But this group of people not only got new volume from customers, but also helped new people get started in our community, which is really special and powerful. So huge shout out to Ashley Riddle, Nikita Joy, Justin and Melissa Butler, Jamie Eblin, Dusty Latham, Jennifer Stuber, Lori Hart, Amy Dove, Jennifer Castle, Nick and Christina Martinez, Ashley Driggers, Christina Vasquez, and Jody Britton Scheide and Amber Horn. If I butchered her name, I apologize. English is my first language, but reading last names is not. So huge shout out and congrats to everybody that's on that list. And way to go, right? Just way to go. The fact that that you ran for it and you achieved it, kudos, virtual fist bump, high five. And if you don't see your name on that list, I want you to say my name's not there yet. Or maybe you're on the 500 club and you're ready to be on the 1,000. You're ready to be on the multiplier. Just think it's not yet. Because as we talk about action towards the end of the call, as we talk about consistency, as we talk about just looking into a year down the road, 3 years down the road, 5 years down the road, I want you to remember that it's a process, right? It doesn't necessarily happen overnight. And it's one of those things where if you commit to it and do the things, guess what? Over time, those will start to happen. And I think if you talk to a lot of people that are starting to achieve those milestones over and over and over again, the one thing that they would tell you, which you might hear here in a minute, is it's just consistent action over time. So the next thing that brings us to is rank ups. And I know we had a lot of people hit ranks they hadn't hit for a while. Others who hit ranks for the first time ever, and some very large milestones. So if you had a promoter in your team or you yourself hit a new rank or a new star level, shout yourself out in the comments, in the chat. What did you hit? If you hit rank 2 for the first time, or if you re-rank something for the first time in a long time, give yourself a little shout out for that as well. One of the things that we always learn at our events and personal development, it's important to do a little bit of this every now and then, a little bit of patting yourself on the back, celebration. A lot of times, especially in this style of business, there's not a lot of people around you that can do that, like in your house. So sometimes it's just a matter of, I got a post up celebrating it. Hey, I got a new customer, celebrating it. If you're working with me or whoever you're working with, texting them every time you have a little bit of a win to celebrate those wins. So Melanie Ford, rank 2, that's awesome. Rank 4, Donica, no way. Congratulations. That is huge. Reclaiming rank 7, I love it. Jennifer blew through rank 4. That's fantastic. And of course, the Butlers rank 7. So here's what's fun with the new shift in volume, with kind of how our new rewards are coming all together. We're going to see rank ups happen faster. Doesn't mean that they're any easier. It doesn't mean anything's really changed in what we're doing. However, what it means is now from a mental standpoint, a emotional standpoint, you can see where you're going, and it's easier and it's a clearer path to get there. I love the conversation of how many boxes do I need to hit rank 2? How many boxes do I need to hit rank 3? Because I can see that, I can visualize that, I can talk to somebody about that. So because of simplicity, and you're going to hear that word over and over and over again, how do we make this simple? How do we dial it in so that there's not so much noise all over the place and get back to the basics? That's really, really what this conversation is about. So before we go any further on the call, we have a very special recognition to give, and it's our newest rank 7 in the community, which for those of you who are new, we have 10 ranks in the rewards plan, 1 through 10. Actually, there's 11 because there's one called Legend, and we could just call it a ranking system. We are not defined by our ranks. We are defined by who we are. However, what it does is it gives you a snapshot of where your business is in that point in time. So you might achieve a rank, and then your business might fall back a little bit, and then it might achieve the next higher rank, and then it might fall back. And then the goal is just to keep like moving forward and to keep growing, so you're impacting more people. And that's the purpose of the ranking system and how that comes together. So achieving what we call Pro Champ rank 7 is a really, really special milestone. Average income of a rank 7 is 6 figures plus. It means they've helped a ton of people. It means they have a large community of people that are drinking ketones on a consistent basis. And it also is a higher level of leadership, right? At rank 6, you start earning a car bonus. At rank 7, you can go upgrade that car bonus to an even bigger car bonus. You get to participate in what are called ownership pools, where you get like just a percentage of kind of profits of the company, which is really cool, and different things. So tonight we're going to hear from Melissa. Everybody should give her a huge shout out in the chat. I see you guys are already doing that. And in order to kind of help share her story, because every time I talk to Melissa and hear a little bit of her journey, I'm always inspired, and I'm always like, oh my gosh, like if she can do it, I can do it too. And it just provides more belief in the fact that we all have an opportunity here if we take it and go with it. So Ashley is going to help share and kind of just have a little dialogue with Melissa. So Ashley, what's happening? How's it going?
Hello. So I'm really excited to introduce you guys to one of my favorite people in the world, Melissa Butler. If you haven't met her yet, My name is Ashley Riddle. I've been drinking and sharing ketones for 5.5 years, and I get the pleasure to work, pleasure, gift, honor, whatever you want to call it, to work with Melissa every day and to also be her friend. So I'm super grateful for her and to be able to do this business with her. And it's been so fun watching her journey. And the thing I think that I am most proud of her for, I'm trying to not cry, but the thing I am most proud of her for is, one, it hasn't been easy. She's had every excuse in the world that we can all think of, and she never quit and she stayed consistent. And on top of that, with all the millions of things that go on in our lives daily, and she has kids and she's had 2 prove-it babies and just all kinds of things, she is the most positive person you will ever meet in your life. I could be having the worst day and talk to Melissa, and 5 minutes later, I'm like, this is amazing. So that's just a little bit of background on Melissa. Melissa, tell us about you and your journey, and how did you get here to Ketone Land?
Oh my goodness. First, thank you guys so much. You have no idea just how much you filled my cup tonight already. So I appreciate it. I'm a little bit nervous. I don't normally get that nervous, but I'm a little bit nervous. So thank you guys so much for all the love. I really do appreciate it. And so, yeah, I started 4.5 years ago. It was January of 2018. I got a 5-day trial pack from my mom of ketones very skeptically. She said 2 days later, you got to join as a promoter because I think it helps me hit a bonus. And I said, okay, why not? I really had no desire to do the business at the time. I was working full time as an elementary school counselor, and I had 2 kids at the time. And so I kind of got started slowly. I did not come into the business and hit any GoPro or MVP bonuses. I just started drinking it and I fell in love with the product, and I don't really have to share that part of my story, but I did fall in love with it, and I had people at work asking me about it. So I decided, okay, well, I'll start to share my link here and there. So it was slow going for me at the beginning. So, but it was about 6 months in when the summer hit and I had a little bit more time on my hands, that I was like, okay, I think I could give this a little bit more effort, a little bit more energy, and I could see where we can take this. So yeah, that's what I did. My husband worked late nights. We kind of passed each other and saw each other on the weekends. So I'd put my babies to bed and I'd hop on my computer for 30 minutes and work this business. I do it, sometimes in my office, I'd lock the door for a few minutes and get a couple minutes of work done at work. And I just did it like in the nooks and crannies of my day. And so it was about 18 months in, I was pregnant with my 3rd baby. And I finally had like the first just inkling of a thought that maybe I don't have to work my full-time job. Maybe this could potentially turn into more. And that's what it did. I stepped away from my job as a school counselor and stayed home with my kids at that point, about 18 months in. And then about 2 years after that, we continued to grow our business, huge ups and downs. And I know I'll share a little bit more about that, but had some big ups and downs in the business. It was about March of 2020 that I hit Champ 6 for the first time. So it took me about 2 years to get to that point. And then again, some more ups and downs. And my husband stepped away from his job in December of 2020. And we decided we got to go all in and really give this our best effort. And we did that again, more ups and downs. Got pregnant with my 4th kid. And then that put us to having my son in March. And it was from March to now, that was probably the biggest shift in my business.
Awesome. I love that. Well, what do you think, probably, let's say from, March to now, what was the decision that you made that you feel like made, the most impact? Because I know that we've talked a lot about the ups, woo, and then the really downs. So what was something that happened that you just,
Yeah, I think so. When we say ups and downs, I think first of all, like the beauty of just getting to do this business is such an amazing blessing. So even the downs have been incredible. Our ability to be able to have freedom and may have choices when it comes to, we homeschool our kids now and have the choice to be able to choose their education, choose how we spend our time, has just been the most amazing blessing. And the fact that this opportunity opened the door to that was incredible. But definitely, just like with any business, you do have those ebbs and flows, and you have, you know, parts of your team that really grow, and then you have times when it can dip, and it's in those times of dip that you have to make a decision of, am I going to kind of be more self-reflective and see where I can make shifts personally to show up different, or am I going to throw the towel in? And I think March came around, and I wasn't at the throw the towel in place, but I had just had my fourth baby, and I was just barely hitting Champ 6 at the time. I had gotten to Champ 6 Star 3 18 months prior, and it had kind of gone up and down, and I was barely hitting Champ 6 in March of this year. And I sat down with my husband, and we said, okay, you know, do we want to do this? And if we really want to do this, and we really want to step into what we know is possible here, then what are we going to have to do differently? And how are we going to have to show up to this in a different way? Because you'll hear Mitch say it, you'll hear Nick say it. You know, if you keep doing the same thing you've always done, you're going to keep getting the same results. And I think I had gotten stuck in that. I had gotten stuck in a little bit of complacency and a little bit of doing the same things and expecting something different to happen. And so, you know, I was a little self-reflective, and I was a little more open to my husband having a little bit more say in doing the business with me. He had some phenomenal ideas and some transferable skills he could bring to it. And so we decided to work a little bit more as a team and put some things in place. And I think I just realized that there was areas I could be more coachable and areas that I could work on personally first. And so that was really showing up to the business like a business. And that was, you know, kind of looking at where I was lacking and figuring out how I could make some personal changes. And so that's what we did. So I set a big goal in March. I wrote down in my journal, one of my like 4 journals over here, I wrote down rank 7, October 1st. And I wrote a little innate statement with it. I have a silly thing that I say and jump up and down when I feel nervous before I go live. And I did all those things, but it was more than just writing it down. And it was more than just setting the goal. It was taking the goal and looking at it and saying, okay, what does it actually take to get to that goal? You know, who do I need to attract to my business to put the kind of volume in, the kind of numbers in that we want to get to? How many conversations is it going to take me having weekly, daily in order to attract people to the business? And so we kind of reverse engineered that and came up with a game plan and started putting the game plan in place. We started waking up a little bit earlier in the mornings before our kids got up. We started making more time for our business together. I started exercising again more consistently and being a little bit more of a product of the product, and put the plan in place. And about a month into putting the plan in place, I wanted to throw the towel in because I wasn't seeing the results right away. But it was at that moment that I was like, okay, I can push through this, or you know, I can give up and go back to doing what I was doing. And we pushed through it. And so we kept going, and then it started to really kind of more snowball, and we started to have a lot more conversations and a lot more people coming to us curious about ketones. And what I found was happening is the more I showed up as myself and the more I pushed myself out of my comfort zone, the more I attracted the kind of people I wanted to do business with, the kind of people I wanted to have on my team, the kind of people I wanted to talk to every single day. And so it's been really fun over the last couple months to see our business and our team grow. I have some amazing teammates, and I've gotten to really dig down into our team as well, to some teammates who've been around a little bit longer, and just build relationships again, and just coach and encourage and get to know people. And it's been really awesome over the last 6 months to see it grow. And so we did it August 30th instead of October 1st. And that was, my husband and I both looked at each other and we're like, did that just really happen? We set this huge goal and it actually happened. And so it was really cool. And now we've got new goals. And so now we get to run towards those.
I love that. I think a tip that I have learned from you that I see you use daily, and I think it really does make, well, there's a few things, but we'll start with one. But it does make a huge difference. And I was so guilty of this. I used to coach and lead through chats. And Melissa, one day we were having a talk and she said, Ashley, you've got to reach out to people individually. Remember when I started and you reached out to me individually and we worked together? So you can't coach and lead through a chat and expect everyone to do what you say or whatever. And so talk about how that looks a little bit, because I think that is a huge thing in your business.
Yeah, absolutely. I think relationships are everything. I think people want to know that you care about them and that you know who they are. And I think that sometimes it's easy. I think systems are awesome. And that's something we've put in place too, is systems for following up and systems for trial packs and that kind of thing. But I think sometimes we get so caught up in systems that we forget the personal element of picking up the phone, getting on a call, checking in on someone. And I think that's something that I really tried to do more of over the last couple months, and really seeing where my promoters and my new teammates really are. What are their goals versus what are my goals for them, and how can I help them reach their goals? And I think that personal touch is really important. So getting on the phone with people and doing the same thing with your customers too, even if you don't have a big team yet, just getting to know what your customers' goals are and really trying to help them achieve their goals is so important.
Yeah. Finally, what piece of advice would you give someone if they're feeling stuck in their business?
Yeah, I think probably the most important thing if someone is stuck, if you've been around a little while and you feel like you're kind of in that hamster wheel of being in the same place, I think the first thing to do is look at you. It's a little bit of a wake-up call, but look at you and think to yourself, how am I leading myself? And one thing that I've been saying to myself is I have to show up as the person that I want to be before I'm going to be her. So if my dream is to be $1 million earner, which it is, I have to show up like $1 million earner before I'm ever going to be that person, and before I'm ever going to attract the kind of people to my business that are going to help me to get to that point. And so, so whatever that goal is, it might not be $1 million earner, but whatever that goal is, if you can look at yourself and say, am I showing up every day? And so like when I was sleeping in until my kids came to wake me up, I wasn't showing up as $1 million earner. That's not someone who owns it. That's not someone who owns a business. That's not how they would show up to their day. Right. I needed to own my day. I needed to schedule my day, and I needed to decide how to spend my time. One of the biggest mistakes I made for a long time was kind of just showing up to my day and reacting to things as they came to me, which came very natural because I was a school counselor. That was my job, was to react to fires and put out fires all day long. But I had to realize that I needed to decide how to spend my time in order to do the consistent activity I needed to do to grow my business. Instead of letting other people decide for me how my time was going to be used. And so I think if you can be self-reflective of how you're showing up, how you're leading yourself, and make some small shifts. I think the very first shift I made was setting my alarm for 5 o'clock in the morning. That was the number one thing I started doing. I started exercising consistently. I started putting a podcast in my ear when I was exercising. Different people. You can find mentors all over. We have amazing mentors in our team, but there's a lot of amazing mentors in network marketing out there, and just putting ideas and filling my thoughts with positivity. And that would change my energy around what I was doing for the day. And then coming up with that plan and having the grit and perseverance to stick to it, even when it got hard. So that's where I would start if I was feeling stuck.
That's cool. I just wrote down 2 things you said. Show up as the person you want to be before you're that person. And then own your time. That's something that I do really admire about you, because Melissa will not answer a message. If she is working on her DMOs, then she will put you over here and get to it when it becomes that part in her day, So she always says, put your oxygen mask on first, then worry about everyone else. So that makes sense. Yeah. I appreciate that about you. Last question. What advice would you give the newest person starting? Oh, goodness. I think I'm going to give a tiny mindset tip and then like a tactical tip, but okay. Mindset tip would be, I came into this having never done network marketing and having zero experience. And so I think it's really easy with network marketing for people to come into it. And if they're not successful, like right out of the gate, if that first post they put up doesn't get 15 comments, or they don't hit that GoPro or that MVP, and they see the
pulse notifications coming through of people hitting those bonuses, it immediately can feel defeating. And so I just want to encourage you that if you're new, to think about it this way. It's always a learning opportunity. And I always think of, I was a teacher, so I think of like a kindergarten teacher on their very first day of work, 22 years old, first classroom. If they, a month into the school year, compared themselves to someone who was teacher of the year for the last 20 years, they would probably never be an educator or never be a teacher, right? You can't judge yourself and your ability to do this well and be successful based on your first couple posts or even your first couple weeks or months in the business. You just have to be willing to learn. You have to be willing to plug in to the community, to ask questions, and to make mistakes. Like, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay to look back and go, oh, I could have done that different. And just learn, just like you would with anything. And then the tactical thing would be schedule time, even if it's 20 minutes a day. If you schedule a specific time for your business, it relieves the anxiety of, oh my gosh, there's messages coming in, but I'm busy with my kids and changing diapers and doing all the things. If you schedule a specific time and your family knows that, and you can honor that, and you can show up to it like you would a business, then it's eventually going to grow and turn into a business and pay you like a business. So.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
We had that same consistency talk in our house today. Johnny was posting a bunch of reels, and he had gotten like 20,000 followers, like way more than I ever have. And something happened, and then he got discouraged, and then he stopped posting them for like 4 days. And I said to him today, did you do a reel? And he's like, no, I don't feel like it. I said, why you want to act like a new Prove It promoter and stop with your consistency? So if you take anything from Melissa's call, take showing up to your business and being consistent and allotting time for it. 2 simple tips. So thank you so much, Melissa. I love all of your great tips, and thanks for sharing with us tonight.
Yeah, absolutely.
Back to you, Nick.
Awesome. Wow. I mean, I got notes written down over here. I'm sitting here grinning ear to ear like this is gold. We don't need to talk about anything else. Melissa just gave you a clinic on how to become $1 million earner and prove it. I wrote down show up as myself, push myself out of my comfort zone, but show up as the leader that I want to be. Powerful. I heard it once said years ago, Nick, if you want to have a team of 10,000 people, you got to start leading like you already have 10,000 people. What would you do today if you had a group of 10,000? I'm like, oh shoot, I guess I'd be a little bit different. I'd be leading. I'd be a little more confident. I'd have pep in my step. So powerful stuff. Thank you so much, Melissa. Appreciate it. On that note, one of the ways that you gain that confidence, you start to understand that belief system, you start to empower yourself, is through our events. And we have Hacking Better coming up in literally like 48 hours. It starts on Friday afternoon. And drop in the chat if you're going to be there in person. And if you're going to attend virtually, type virtual in the comments. And tonight I just have Sarah Ramos, who's going to share with us a couple thoughts just on the power of events, because there's still time. If you don't yet have a virtual ticket, you can still get one. If you somehow can make your way to Louisville, we'll figure out how to get a ticket with your name on it and get you a seat there, because these events are everything. They're what separate us really from anything else out there. Yes, Prove It has Keto Nat. It's got like 8 patents on it. It's amazing. But the true difference, I had somebody text me a screenshot of another ketone supplement ad on Facebook today. And she said, what is this stuff? I'm like, well, first off, they don't have any of these on their product. And then secondly, they don't have a community of people that are cheering you on as you're drinking it. They don't have this support, this system, this ecosystem to truly help you become the best version of yourself. Go to their website. You might read 10 reviews or 10 testimonials, but you're not going to have thousands of people whose lives have changed. Well, what is that? What creates that? It's these events. So Sarah, what's happening? How's it going? I'm excited to see you in a couple of days.
I am so stoked to talk about Hacking Better, and I'm so unbelievably excited. Drop in the chat if you are coming in person. What day are you arriving? My husband and I leave tomorrow. My mom flew in today to watch our baby, so we get to go kid-free. And for me, it's everything that my soul needs to be surrounded by our community, to be surrounded by the love and the thought leaders. And I can't wait just to grow myself and to see all of you in person. It is so exciting. So events build your business at such a crazy rate because it's validation for everything that you need. So what I learned early in Prove It is that there's 3 pillars of belief. And so the first pillar is going to be belief in the product. So we have Dr. Jacob Wilson, we have Dr. Ryan Lowry, we have Dr. Andy, we have Dr. Ken Ford, and so many more, like validating 100% what we have our hands on. Every single time I go, I feel like it gives me a little bit more of like an armor of like, oh my gosh, the whole world needs ketones. If I don't share it with that person, it is a disservice to that person. I am being selfish. So just that like belief in our product is so unbelievable. The second pillar is belief in yourself. I have gotten more personal development from Prove It than I've gotten my entire life. And I used to be an educator. I used to teach 7th grade math. I taught for 9 years. I was all the way over on the pay scale. I went to every personal development like class, and I never got what I get in Prove It. It has pushed me to discover these gifts and these talents that I never knew that I had. And we have Ed Milet. If you are reading the book Power of One, drop that in the chat. I mean, it just blows my mind. And I don't even like to read, but I keep skimming that book and I'm like, this is good stuff. And then I don't know how to say her last name. It's like Lisa, like Bayou or something like it. She's amazing. She was on the COC call last week, and what she was talking about with being meant for more, like when you're a mom and you should just be happy with what it is that you have, but you know deep inside that there's something so much more for you. It's like that's exactly like me right now. That I can't wait to hear from her, and she's going to be there. It blows my mind. And then belief in the industry. Like we have like our CEO, we have like top leaders. They're going to paint this vision of what is possible with Prove It. And I'm telling you, when my husband went to an event, he went back in April of 2017 to his very first event. He loved ketones, but didn't understand the power of our community. He went there, he stepped into like a leadership role, left his job a couple weeks later, and then we hit Pro Champ the next month. So it's like the power of like what it can do for you is just mind blowing. And virtual, how cool is that we can be in person and we can be virtual? So you have a choice and we get to see those people at home. And it is not too late to keep inviting for people to watch virtually. The Luhans who are on here, last year we flew to Kentucky. They were customers and they said, you know what, I'm ready to start this business. And we were already there. And I said, great, can you get a virtual ticket? I would love for you to hear this. Guess what? They were on the screen the entire time. Now they're coming to Kentucky with us. So it paints that vision for you, and it paints that vision for the people who want more in their life. So I highly, highly, highly encourage you. Your business will 10 times, not only if you were there, but if your people are there. And they don't have to be in person. If they can't make it, like a virtual ticket is your next best step. So invite until Prove It says that you can't invite anymore. I don't care if we've already been there for 2 days and there's still tickets available. If you think of someone where you're like, man, if you just heard a little bit of this, like your belief would go through the roof. Can you do this virtually? I encourage you. Just invite. And I can't wait. I'm going to be kid free. I'm packing right after this. Thanks, Nick.
I love it. I love it. Get your tickets, register them, assign, do all the things with your tickets. That way you get the communication and that Prove It knows you're participating in whatever form you're participating. So really excited to see you guys in person. Stay tuned for some lives in the Better Starts Here Facebook group, also some pulse messages, as we'll be talking more for you who are coming live, what to expect, what to make sure you have, what to be aware of. And for those of you participating virtually, we'll talk about some just things around that and how that's all going to work. So we have 2 more things to talk about tonight, and we're going to be off. But really, with all of what we just heard from Melissa, and you're seeing recognition, and we're talking about events and growing ourselves, there's 2 things that you have to do in this style of business in order to be success. Number 1 is grow and learn. And then number 2 is act. And you can't just do one or the other, right? You can't just grow, grow, grow. I've got promoters who are amazing at reading books, amazing at personal development, but they're missing this piece of action. I also have people that they just grind, they post, they reach out, they do events, they talk to people, but they're not applying this piece. So it's when you apply the two, right? That's the 1-2 punch. Plan, do, review. You've probably heard that before. So what do we do after this Zoom? What do we do leaving here? And I was talking to a promoter of ours. You're going to hear from her in a second. Her name's Lori. She's absolutely amazing. She's like, Nick, we need to get back to the basics of just talking to people about ketones. And it's kind of true because we went through this cycle of having an amazing sale, right? The last couple days of the month, the first 5 days of the month, Labor Day kind of fell into an interesting time where we had a very long, awesome sale. And what did that lead to? It led to a lot of follow-up and a lot of people getting started and really going and diving into every conversation that we've had. And you may be at a point now where you're like, all right, what do I do now? I just talked to all these people. Well, we have to start new conversations. So what does that look like? Well, there's a little thing right here we're going to talk about in a second. And this is kind of our challenge for the month. We'll talk about. But before I do, Lori, what's happening? Introduce yourself real quick and talk to us about the simplicity. Remind me of the simplicity of starting conversations about ketones.
Yeah. So, hey, everybody. How are you? Lori Hart here from Boston. Super simple. Like I said to Nick this week, I said, listen, we have to get back to basics because we've had so much going on between Reels training and learning this and that we're all forgetting to just say simply, hey, curious, what do you know about ketones or ketosis? And just simply start a conversation. So I've been doing that again. And so I just wanted to give a few quick tips on how to kind of get that into the conversation. And when I first started about 18, 19 months ago, first of all, Melissa, I'm still get goosebumps from your chat. So thank you so much for everything. And I wrote this down quickly, what she said, be willing to learn and make mistakes. So it's okay if you're nervous to say, hey, I'm curious, what do you know about ketones or ketosis? And you're brand new, because you don't really even have to know the answer. All you have to be willing to do is to connect to a video and then connect to whoever you're working with, right? Because the video explains everything about what ketones do for people. So basically, if you can just create a list by attracting people, whether you do that on social media or in person or meeting people out and about, whether you're at the store, however you're going to do that, go through your phone and just simply ask them, hey, I'm curious, are you drinking ketones yet? That was one of the things that I asked everybody when I first started is, I'm curious, are you drinking ketones? And they would say to me, what is that? And I'd say, you know what? I found something. It's been super helpful. I'm not sure if you're open, but if I sent you a quick video, would you learn a little more? And that was simply it. And another thing is just listening for clues, listening for people and building that relationship like Melissa was talking about, or listening for them to tell you, man, I'm just so tired lately, or I wish I felt better, or I wish I got more sleep. Those types of things are great little, like we have the solution to that problem for everybody. So if we can just get back to the basics and remember, we're listening for clues for people who need a solution, right, that we have, or we're just simply making our list and reaching out. And that's basically it. And Nick was showing you this Rhino tracker. This is the best way to keep track of everybody you're going to send the campfire video to or your challenge link, right? I love to save these as well because it's a great tool to be able to follow up like Melissa was talking about and build that relationship. Maybe they didn't buy today, but guess what? And maybe in a month or two is their time. We can never be attached to when they're ready to try ketones, but we can always follow up and ask them, how are their goals going? Have they been able to hit them yet? Curious, are you open to hearing more? We're having a sale. So I love, love, love using that tracker. So our system is called ACE, basically attracting people to the conversation, connecting them, right, to a video or a person and then basically enrolling or experiencing with a trial pack or one of our 10-day challenge. And it's that simple. So hopefully that was helpful. And I guess I'm going to turn it back to Nick.
Awesome. Thank you, Lori. It really is like, it's a simple business. We often overcomplicate it. It's how many people are you going to have conversations with this month and put their names in these boxes. So real quick, I have one more person I want you to hear from. She happens to be my sister. One of the things that's been really cool is watching her this summer do exactly what Lori just talked about in her own community, meaning not just on Facebook or on social media, but face to face seeing people. So Christina, what's up? Are you on?
I am. Hey.
Can you all hear her? I don't hear her. Are you somewhere not
Definitely cutting out.
Can you hear me?
you're cutting out.
Let me see if how about now? Hold on. Let me,
That's better.
it's better?
Yep.
Okay, let's see if I can, maybe if I connect to this, it'll be better. Okay, let's see. Is that better now?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm down in the basement and was getting a walk-in while we were listening to all of the wonderful feedback. So I'm Christina Martinez-Williams. I live in Fort Washington, Maryland, and have been drinking ketones for 5.5 years and sharing them for 4.5 now. And this summer I got to do a lot of conversation building and relationship building in my own community. And it can be daunting. It's actually, usually it's daunting for me. And my girls kind of push me to talk to people. And they're like, Mom, you haven't talked to her yet. Like, I know, but I'm scared. That's what I usually say to them. And they're like, no, just talk to them. Just to start a conversation. So it can be as simple as like, when you're sitting, it was for me sitting at the pool, watching them swim or watching them practice on swim team, starting conversations with the other moms sitting around me. And eventually they lead to ketones. It just happens because something that they say or something that I say ends up coming to that space because that's what I do. So we get to talk about it. And that's what I'm drinking. I have a shaker bottle with me. Also, I had the opportunity to be at a farmer's market this summer, and there's events all around us. There's opportunities to have tables that are free, cheap, and then not, but there's all these opportunities where we can just talk to strangers about what we're experiencing, and you don't need to know anything. You just need to talk about what you're experiencing, have really positive energy and smile, and people want to know more and they want to feel what we're feeling. And then also just having people around, like if you're at home and you want to have a few friends over, sometimes it wasn't even a formal keto life party. It was just having some friends over and shaking up ketones because they're in my house and offering them to try them and then talking about them because they're like, what's that you're offering me? What does it do? Why are you drinking it? And that's it. And that's what we get to do. So even it's great to be on social media. I love social media. I'm engaged every day consistently. And I also get to do that in my local community and in building great relationships. So I was just at my pool yesterday where it closed for the summer. And I looked around and I was so excited and felt such joy because I could count all of these people around me who now I've built relationships with. They're customers of mine. One of them is a promoter who's going to be there and hacking better. And we now have this community of people who are drinking ketones and feeling better, and we get to talk about it. It's amazing. So the community is everything that we've been talking about, and you get to be a part of building that where you are.
I love it. Thank you. It's been fun to watch. So at the end of the day, guys, it's conversations, right? Conversations, eyeballs on videos, ketones and mouths. That's what we do. And you can do that in so many different avenues. What I want, hopefully you were inspired by Lori and Christina, is one, you can reach out and just ask a question. Two, you can go out and you can meet people where they're at, where you're at, and you can shake up ketones, and you can be intentional about those locations for different events. So for the month of September, we're going to run a challenge. I'm closing with this we're going to do a challenge inside of Better Starts Here, which is just filling out this good old Rhino Run tracker. You can find this inside of the group. It's an amazing sheet. Carrie Wynn put this together for us a few months back. And it's just a tool, right? It's only as good as what you put in it, the people that you put into these boxes, the names that you put in there. Those are the people's lives that are going to be changed as a result of you introducing ketones to them. So stay tuned for the details on that, but it's going to involve you filling these out and then taking a picture of it, dropping it in the comments, and doing it again and again and again. And at the end of the day, that's the business. That's what we have been doing now for the last 7 years, and we'll continue to do for the next 7 years. So I'm just going to close us out tonight in interest of time. Shay, thanks for opening us up and starting out. Ashley and Melissa, thank you so much. Everyone, thank you for being here. Everybody that spoke, but really everybody that was on the call for the last 50 minutes. I appreciate your time. This is just the beginning, right? In the next 3 months, the next 6 months, the next year, we're going to hear a lot more stories just like Melissa's. And you all are part of that. Maybe it's yours that we're telling and highlighting next month and the month after that. You all have that choice and that ability. And right now, the world is looking for ketones. The world does not know about this. The only way that they find out is by us sharing it. And we get rewarded handsomely for doing so. So it's an amazing business. I'm grateful to be a part of this community and have be part of your guys' team. Here to support in any way I can. And can't wait to see you guys in person and virtually. We'll talk to you later. Have a great night.